Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. For today I wanted to drop a story of mine that someone might relate to, and that's about underage drinking, and specifically my first time doing so. If you feel interested, stick around till my sad ending and listen as I unravel the power of pure pressure. So this story starts off with a 13-year-old I at school the Friday that spring break starts. And, I'm just going through the day, not thinking much, just trying to get over with so I can go home and chill for a week. When at the end of the day, kind of when all the kids are sitting in the cafeteria, we're just waiting for our parents to come pick us up. At this time, my friend, that I'll call Jake, he asked me if I'd be down to go on an RV camping trip with him and his family. Now, mind you, I had never been on a camping trip. And also, I ain't never been in no RV. So these were new things to me. And not knowing what I was getting myself into, I said, hell yeah, sounds awesome. Then I proceeded to go home and convince my mother to let me go, which was a bitch and a half. Not trying to say she was being a hard ass about it, because you see, Jake was quite the rebellious kid, when his father wasn't around at least, and was no stranger to trouble. And my mom, she knew this. She knew a lot. She was my substitute teacher at school, so she knew all the kids, all the parents, and it was not fun to try to get anything past her. Anyways, she knew about him and didn't like my association with him. Thought I'd be a knucklehead like him too. But when I told her, I was like, you know what? I got his dad coming. He's gonna watch after us and keep us, straight headed. And then my dad helped me convince her as well. And after all that, I got the green light. With that, I packed up my backpack full of essentials and went to sleep. When Saturday morning came around, I got all ready, grabbed my stuff, said bye to my mom and dad, and walked the 2 blocks away where Jake lived. When I arrived, I saw him sitting on the porch, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning, about 7 degrees outside, a little humid, but feeling great. So I pull up and I sit next to him on this brick planter area. We talked for about 15 minutes, just waiting on his family to finish up getting ready. But before I know it, we're off, and we're all loaded up in this RV. Now, I had not been in an RV, but from what I was seeing, this one seemed pretty dang fancy, okay? It had a fridge. It had a TV. It had a back with a queen bed and a bunk bed above it. Probably single size. It had a bathroom. It had a recliner. It had a table with 2 chairs opposite each other. It had a sink. It had a bar. Shit, bro, it even had a fucking couch in there, okay? Now, RV is short for recreational vehicle. Keyword being vehicle, meaning when moving, all occupants inside should be buckled up. Now, either I didn't know or I didn't care, which is probably the latter. But thankfully, neither did the grown-ups. So we were some fucking mayhem, running around the RV, goddamn, peeking out the windows, freaking out the drivers behind us, getting to watch movies, chilling on the couch, chilling at the dining table, being able to eat. We were having a blast, man. Jake's dad and him, they did look concerned at one point at how fast I would eat food. They'd be telling me, I'm a choke or something like, gosh, man, you eat like caveman, you okay? But I didn't really care because I was too busy eating. And it just kind of reminds me that times were simpler. Moving along, we finally get to this campsite, and weather's fucking bad. It's raining, you got thunder and lightning, and of course, Jake's dad thinks, what a great time to set up the tent canopy and get some charcoal burning in the grill. No. So he gets all the guys putting together these rods, trying to get the tent tied to the top. Then all of us are banging, nailing down the tent, the spikes to the ground. All this wind is blowing, working against us every damn minute. And by the time we get done and Jake's going back to the RV to unpack the the grill, weather fucking clears up. We all just kind of look at each other like, fucking hell, if we had just waited, we wouldn't be flying around like fucking Mary Poppins. Hey though, we did get grilling and eating, and then about an hour later, sun was out. It's about 80 degrees, so grown up said, alright, time to head down to swim. And where we were at, it's kind of up on this hill, in this woody area, and then you go down. It's about a mile walk down to the shore, and that's where they let the people swim at least. There was one closer, another shore, but it had like pointy rocks and stuff that I'd later fuck around and find out about. But the shore we were heading to is supposed to be fine. You walk up, there's a big lifeguard tower with the floaty vest and inner tubes off the side of this boardwalk you'd have to take down to the shore. And then there's people in the water having fun, and about 100 feet out in the water, big ass orange buoys and with some yellow rope attaching them all together. And that's just kind of like showing the difference between where the boats could go and where the people could swim at. I didn't mention up until now, but my friend's family had friends that they were carpooling with us, and I just didn't mention it because I hadn't really seen them the whole trip until now when we meet on this shore. And turns out there were two other people, me and my friend's age, and it was two girls. So when me and my friend found out it was go time. It was time to impress. We were there. We would not do any impressing this trip. Little did we know, but we would still try. And our first plan of action would be to jump, and to show just how mighty of a splash we could make. And then when I did it, I tried to do a little twist and flip, just add a little flair or whatever. But I remember we jump, and we are landing. And then as soon as we get fully submerged in that water, I don't know about him, but I remember I just saw white for a second. Straight white. And then, my balls shriveled up. Our balls shriveled up into our bodies. And then when we rose our heads back up, we're shaking our titties. And the girls swim up on us saying, "Oh, what are y'all, cold?" We're like, well, yeah. We know that you mentioned it. I did forget to ask Satan to spare me some hellfire today, Oops. Moving along further, we got the fuck out of that water. We tried to warm up on the shore. Eventually we did, and then like an hour later we ended up heading back to the campsite. I remember Jake's dad went to cook again. It was starting to get a little darker, kind of where you can still see the sunlight right before it goes down reflect off of the water. It's like pink and purple and maroon and all types of different colors. It was nice. The food, barbecue, it was nice. And then after we got done eating, you got these parents, they're sitting over there all talking to each other, grown-ups all talking to each other in their own little circle. And then all the kids are kind of next to the parents as well, and then the teens, we're all in our little circle next to a little fire, next to the campfire that the grown-ups made. Now I remember Jake, he snuck up, pockets, hands in pockets, fat, looking fat. I'm like, yo, what's in your pockets, bro? It's like, shh, bro, shh, be quiet, chill. I got alcohol, man. What, bro? For real, bro? I got alcohol. What you got, bro? Show me. And eventually, he did. Pulls them out. 1 Budweiser. 2 Budweiser. It's your choice. I say, oh, I want the 1 Budweiser, motherfucker. I don't want 2 shit. He said, I wasn't giving you 2. Anyways, I get 1. Open it, crack it open. Girls sitting next to us saying, oh, you guys are disgusting, drinking beer at 14. What's wrong with you? It's valid questions. But this would be the first time I would ever sip beer. It was a Bud Light. Fuck, it wasn't even it was a Bud Light. And crack it open. It's cold, at least. And we look at each other. crack it open, clink them together, take our first sip. It wasn't a sip, it was a chug. And instantly I wanted to throw up. He didn't gag, but he was coughing, man. And it was like, it tastes like wet dog, smells like. It's like with a kick of just some natural ass shit. And that's just that malt. It's just that malt, man. But it hits, and I did end up finishing that beer. And I didn't really feel much. A little buzz to the head, maybe. And really nauseous because of how nasty it tasted. And then we didn't drink anything else that night. We fucked around. I remember we threw our beer cans in the fire and they see what would happen. Didn't do much, lit on fire. Melted the can and whatnot. It smelled real bad. And then those rocks. The shore with the pointy rocks. I was feeling a little buzz. So I walked down the shore. Girls talking to me saying, "What the heck are you doing? You really hurt yourself." And I did. I was walking on it's like these black rocks. It's like super slippery ass shit. And I fucking slipped. I fell. Cut my little fucking ankle. My right ankle. On the back. That shit fucking hurt. Thankfully none when no rock stuck in me. It was just I slipped on a big ass one and it caught me on the way down, but it didn't get me deep. I wasn't bleeding too hard. Nothing icy propyl on there, clean it off, and some a big old band-aid. But anyways, yeah, that was the first time I ever tried a beer, ever tried alcohol, and it would not be the last. I got real bad with it at one point. The rest of the trip was pretty much the same, except no more drinking, of course. And I remember packed up all this stuff and got back in the RV and drove back. I slept most of the way there, so it wasn't nothing eventful happening. And when I think about this story, yeah, I like at points, and it's like, well, that's not that crazy of a story. That's kind of boring at some points, and blah blah blah. But when I think of the story, it reminds me of my grandpa, because when I left to go on this trip originally, when I just left, I had said goodbye to my mom and dad. I didn't say bye to my brother, sister, grandpa, anything else, but I got back like 4 days later, and my mom was all sad, and dad didn't, no one was really talking. And then my dad broke the news to me. It was like, well, grandpa died while you were gone. And that's just one of the things you think about as a kid, like, oh man, I didn't get to say goodbye and stuff like that. Or, if I didn't go on that trip, I could have spent more time with him. But I cannot get that time back, so instead I just have to choose to cherish the time that I already spent with him. All the times I already beat his ass in blackjack and won and took all his candy from him. But that's just one of the stories that reminds me of these things, that like bad things are gonna happen, but you might not even know what's going on around the corner, the bad things that's happening, and you just have to keep moving on. And you gotta stay strong for those around you and for those who you love. But in conclusion, go hang out with your friends and family, alright? And don't worry about the quality or the quantity of time that you're spending with them. Worry about the quality of time that you're giving them, and how much you appreciate the time that you're able to spend with them. On that note, if you like this video, make sure to let me know down in the comments. Leave a like if you want, and subscribe if you feel the pleasure to. Anyways, see you later. Gooseghost out.